Right now at noon, the search for Nancy Guthrie continues. The new developments after a person of interest is released by authorities. Plus, what Wisconsin's tribes are asking lawmakers for after this year's State of the Tribes address. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Spreiter. Right now, Oregon police are investigating two separate cases of inappropriate conduct between faculty members and students. In the first case, district officials learned of a suspected faculty-student relationship on November 3rd of last year. They conducted their own investigation but did not notify police until January 12th. In the second case, Child Protective Services alerted police to allegations that a high school staff member had physical contact with a student that made the student uncomfortable. Police say the two cases involve different students and different faculty members, and both remain under investigation. The Madison School District is laying out how it's preparing in case ICE operations expand here. District Superintendent Joe Gothard says he's been in constant contact with local leaders. Under district policy, federal agents cannot enter a Madison school without a warrant. The district also does not ask students or families about immigration status. Officials have discussed expanding online learning if circumstances change. A man who says he was detained in connection with the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie has been released. The new developments come after the FBI shared new images of an armed masked person outside the Tucson home of the 84-year-old the night she went missing. Here's Andre Gutierrez.
I didn't do anything, to be honest. I'm innocent.
A delivery driver named Carlos told us he was the man deputies detained as a person of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case.
He told me, stop moving. What's your name? Carlos. And that's it. They put me in the cop car.
Overnight, the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department searched his home in Rico Rio, Arizona, about an hour south of Tucson and close to Mexico's border. But they released him hours later.
I hope they get the suspect, because I'm not it. They better do their job and find the suspect that did it so they can clear my name.
The developments come hours after the FBI released new images captured by a security camera outside Nancy Guthrie's home the night she went missing. The chilling video shows an armed masked person wearing gloves and a backpack.
They're going to spend hours, if not days, looking into each one of those items, and some are so unique.
Retired FBI agent Lance Lysing says the individual's behavior, such as picking up shrubs to apparently try to cover up the camera, indicates the person is not a professional criminal.
Extremely amateurish. And I do think that it gives investigators hope that if they're amateur at the door, they've made other mistakes.
It's now 11 days since the 84-year-old mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie was last seen. Authorities are urging the public to call in any tips that will lead to a break in the case. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Rio Rico, Arizona.
Survivors of Jeffrey Epstein are demanding answers from the Justice Department about what some lawmakers estimate are 2.5 million documents still being withheld related to the convicted sex offender's case. Their pleas come ahead of Attorney General Pam Bondi's testimony before the House Judiciary Committee, where she faced questions about the DOJ's handling of the files. Survivors allege the redactions protect some high-profile individuals, while at the same time revealing some victim names and exposing identifying information.
Abusers' names and contact information is redacted while our faces and stories are left on full display. This is not protection. This is betrayal.
The Epstein revelations are also creating pressure on Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick to resign. Lutnick has admitted he visited Epstein's private island in 2012, despite previously stating he had cut ties with him years earlier. Right now, at least 9 people are dead and more than 24 others injured after a shooting at a secondary school in British Columbia. Officials say the suspected gunman was found dead with what appears to be a self-inflicted injury. Authorities call it one of the deadliest high school shootings in Canada in decades. Let's get a first check of your first warn forecast now with meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Hi, Jacob.
Hey Josh, as we take a look outside, we are seeing plenty of sunshine, although temperatures, although they are above average, they are just a few degrees colder compared to yesterday. Still not too bad by any means. Looking at the temperatures across Dane County, 33 degrees in Madison, middle to upper 30s for other parts of the county. It is in the lower 40s for you folks in Platteville, but other parts of the region close to the upper 20s. Now, everyone's seeing these temperatures getting close to, if not into the 30s, and so so that is still above average for this time of year, but it is just a little bit colder compared to the last couple of days. Now, looking at that temperature change, you can see, especially for Madison and areas to the east, temperatures are a bit colder right now compared to this time yesterday. Now, as we look at the current radar, not seeing anything, and zooming further out, other than some lake effect snow, a lot of the Midwest and Great Lakes region is very dry. And although we may see some precipitation tomorrow, for the most part, we're going to stay mostly dry, not just for the rest of the week, but for the next several days beyond that. So looking at the temperatures throughout the day, continuing to see plenty of sunshine, highs in the middle to upper 30s, maybe some lower 40s for some. Overnight lows are going to drop into the middle and lower 20s, upper 20s though for areas further southwest. May even drop into the teens as we look at areas north and east. So kind of a bigger discrepancy in the temperatures overnight. And then tomorrow we will have a small chance of some precipitation, but then we'll see sunshine by the afternoon with those temperatures once again staying above average. And they're just going to get warmer by the time we get to the weekend and next week. So I'll talk more about that coming up a bit later.
I'm here for it. Thank you, Jacob. Universities of Wisconsin President Jay Rothman is naming an interim chancellor for UW-Madison. Dr. Eric Wilcox will succeed Chancellor Jennifer Mnookin when she leaves to become president of Columbia University. Dr. Wilcox is currently the dean of the College of Letters Science, the largest at the college. He has been part of the UW-Madison campus since 1995 when he started as a lecturer in the Department of Astronomy before joining the faculty a year later. In a statement, Dr. Wilcox says he is humbled and honored to be asked to serve in the role. At the state capitol, Wisconsin's tribal nations are pushing lawmakers to pass an online sports betting bill. During a gathering, a keynote speaker said the state is losing money because many people are already betting illegally. In the fall, lawmakers introduced a bill that would allow tribal casinos to offer online sports betting if operated from their physical locations. The state constitution prohibits most gambling, so state tribes operate most services.
Gaming revenue helps ensure that mothers and babies have access to health care and healthy food, that our elders can receive care, that families have housing, that our roads are plowed, and that law enforcement and fire departments are able to serve us.
The bill moved quickly through the legislature last fall, but was pulled from the calendar in November. Assembly Republicans say discussions are ongoing and leaders hope to bring it to a floor vote soon. Opponents worry it could increase gambling addiction. Coming up next on News 3 Now at noon, why thousands of air purifiers are now being recalled, plus what the new retail sales numbers are showing about the holiday shopping season.
The latest federal retail sales numbers showed virtually no change in December from November, despite the usually busy holiday shopping season. Building materials, gardening, sporting goods, gas, and food and beverage stores saw slight increases in spending in December over the previous month, though furniture and electronics sales dipped. This latest Commerce Department report was delayed due to the federal government shutdown last fall. Estee Lauder is accusing Walmart of selling fake versions of its products in a new lawsuit. In court documents, the cosmetics company lists several products it says have counterfeit copies on the retail giant's website, including Clinique and La Mer skin creams and Tom Ford fragrances. Neither company immediately responded to requests for comment. And nearly 200,000 Airova air purifiers have been recalled due to a fire hazard. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the company has received 37 reports of the recalled model MK04 overheating, including a report of a fire, though so far there have been no reports of injuries or property damage. The air purifiers were sold online by e-commerce retailers like Amazon, Shopify, and Temu. Consumers should stop using the recalled model and contact the company for a free replacement. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Let's take a look at the stock report at the noon hour. The Dow is down 51 points, NASDAQ down 43, and the S&P 500 up right now 15. Our Call for Action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call for action. Pam has today's farm numbers next, and Jacob is tracking the first warn forecast. Then later on Live at 4, Bowlin' for Colons. How much this annual event has helped so far and where you can participate for the 25th year. Welcome back. Let's check in now with Pam Jahnke for the Midwest Farm Report. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Josh. Today we're talking a little bit about an announcement that kind of upset a lot of people in a western Wisconsin community. The community of Blair, Associated Milk Producers Incorporated, has announced that they are going to be closing an award-winning cheddar cheese plant there and converting it to cottage cheese production. According to their communications coordinator, there's 86 people that will be temporarily laid off in the community of Blair. They are all being talked to individually to see if they want to become a part of the cottage cheese production that will reopen at that plant in 2027. It's part of a trend that they've noticed in consumers eating more cottage cheese than we've seen ever before. 1.7 pounds per person in 2022, the lowest we've seen, to more than 2.4 pounds per person in 2024, and that trend has continued. Want to congratulate 7 nominees for the Governor's Tourism Awards coming from the Wisconsin Agricultural Tourism Association. They include the Rising Star nominations. Rick Sense, he's in Calumet County. He is their Economic Development Coordinator. Also, the owners and operators of Busy Barn Farm Adventures in Fort Atkinson. The Legacy and Heritage nominees, Pierce's Farm Market in Onalaska and the Lautenbach Family Orchard in Door County. They were featured in a recent movie featuring cherries. The Innovation and Accessibility Award nominees, Food and Farm Exploration Center in Plover and the Rainbow Ridge Farms in Onalaska. And Sheila Everhart, the Executive Director of the Wisconsin Agricultural Tourism Association, in as a Service Excellence nominee with the event that they helped to host last year, the West Bend Classic Green Reunion. We'll see what happens. Those awards are going to be presented in March in Milwaukee. And congratulations to this young lady from Waunakee. She has been named the Wisconsin FFA Auctioneer Champion. Her name, Junie Kurse. She's in Waunakee, and she was part of the Wisconsin Auctioneers Association recent convention in La Crosse. She'd been mentored by Jenny Gale, a professional auctioneer from the Milwaukee area, to learn some of the ins and the outs. Got an email from Jenny, and she said she is a wonderful young lady, someone that they look forward to joining the industry. Junie Kurse from Waunakee, Wisconsin FFA Auctioneer Champion for 2026. Well, the markets today not necessarily doing much as far as championing for our farmers. A little bit quiet as far as grain trade is concerned. The beef market holding firm. As far as dairy is concerned today, the barrel cheese is unchanged at $1.44. 40-pound block cheese on a Wednesday down a nickel, $1.39 1/4. Double A butter up a penny and 3/4 at $1.65 1/4 per pound. I've got some speaking engagements, Joshy, that are going to take me outside Wisconsin for the next couple of days, so I will plan on catching up with you Monday. We will compare notes on how we enjoyed this warm-up in Wisconsin weather.
It can't help but make you smile, I tell you what, because we know winter will make its return at some point. It always does, but we'll enjoy the sunshine while we can. All right, Pam, we'll talk to you when we can. Time now for your certified most accurate forecast with First Warn meteorologist Jacob Montesano. And you can just tell the mood is just a little better when you're out and about. People are just happy to see a little bit of a warm up.
Yeah, and these temperatures are just going to continue to get warmer. The next couple of days, we'll continue to see highs in the 30s and 40s with a small chance of precipitation tomorrow, but it looks more and more like a lot of the area will stay very dry. And then as we get towards the weekend and next week, those temperatures are going to get even warmer. Now let's take a look at the precipitation chances for the rest of today. Expect mostly sunny skies with just a few clouds here and there. With an increase in cloud cover once we get closer towards Thursday morning, there could be some light precipitation in southwest Wisconsin, but it really looks like a lot of the area will be very dry with sunshine expected by the time we get to Thursday afternoon. And then we're going to continue to see plenty of sunshine for Friday and Saturday. And looking overall at the precipitation chances over the next 7 days, not really going to see much. The weekend looking very dry, and even the first half of next work week, not expected to see much. However, once we get towards the middle and end of next week, it looks like we may start to see a little bit more of an active pattern with above average precipitation expected during this time frame. So once we get closer towards the end of February, we may start to see more rain and maybe some snow move in. Temperatures temperatures will be warm enough to the point where we'll see mostly rain at first, but then they could cool down to where we could see some snow. But a lot could change between now and then. The next 5 to 7 days will be very nice and very dry. Looking at the rest of today, plenty of sunshine, highs in the middle to upper 30s, maybe some lower 40s for some areas, especially in southwest Wisconsin, where some areas have already gotten into the lower 40s. And then for tomorrow, cloudy skies early with sunshine later in the day. High temperatures a little bit warmer, around 40 for Madison, then middle to lower 40s for areas further west. And then take a look at the highs by the weekend and next week. We could be talking about several days in a row, possibly in the lower 50s. And once we get towards the middle and end of the week, where we do see the chances of precipitation increase, kind of starting Wednesday, but especially Thursday, it does look like it will drop the temperatures just a little bit. But as I mentioned, a lot could change between now and then. Enjoy the next 7 days for what they will be. It's hard to find this stretch of weather in February for Wisconsin, where we're going to see relatively dry conditions with very mild temperatures. Even if we don't get into the lower 50s, we're going to easily get into the 40s. And it's going to be hard to top the forecast this weekend for any February in Wisconsin. Plenty of sunshine. Now, once we get towards the middle and end of next week, as I mentioned, the precipitation chances increase. We may even start to see the possibility of a few thunderstorms on Thursday, and then it looks like that will drop the temperatures beyond that. But right now, we're mostly just focused on this nice stretch, and everyone should be really just enjoy the weather. And if you think it's mild today, just you wait till we get towards that weekend.
I mean, 50s, that's more what, late March weather?
Yeah, I mean, we occasionally will see 50s throughout the winter. We had a few days in the 50s in January, but we didn't have 4 days in a row in the 50s, and that very well could happen next week.
And it's on the weekend. We love that. All right, Jacob, thank you. Up next at noon, Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council returns with a new recipe. She'll show us how to cook up a heart-healthy meal certified by the American Heart Association.
So that is our beef and kale bolognese in our American Heart.
Welcome back this afternoon. Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is here, and it's February, and we've got another tasty recipe to really enjoy this month.
Yeah, so February's Heart Month. And January's gone already, isn't that crazy?
We flipped the calendar, right?
I know, so it's just flying by. So I picked recipes this month to talk about that are certified by the American Heart Association. We have a whole recipe collection of kind of heart-healthy recipes, incorporating lean cuts of beef, whole grains, a lot of vegetables, even fruits, because we got some fruits in our recipes. But yeah, kind of a great time to talk about that since it is Heart Month.
Well, and I like how you can focus on healthy, but you can still have it taste good, right?
Exactly. So this first recipe we're going to do is beef and kale bolognese.
Yum.
So kind of, you know, that traditional tomato sauce bolognese with lean ground beef, but we veggied it up. So I started with lean ground beef. Now, if you choose a 93% lean or leaner, it's kind of qualified lean. It's approved by the American Heart Association for the heart check. So I started with that and put in some garlic, some onion, sauteed that
delicious.
up. Now I have in here some celery, a cup of little diced celery, and then some carrots, a cup of carrots, 2 cups of kale.
Okay.
So I put that in here, and then your tomato sauce, and I bought the low salt, and you could get like the no salt added tomato sauce, some crushed red pepper for a little zing, a little regular salt, a little bit of kosher salt, and a regular black pepper, and that's kind of it. Kind of simmer it up. It doesn't take long.
I was going to say, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, you can simmer it longer because like a real bolognese, you kind of simmer for a while to develop those flavors. But this is a 45-minute bolognese. Okay. Then I've just got some pappardelle pasta, whatever kind of pasta you like. Hey, go for the whole wheat pasta too.
There you go.
So to kind of stick with that heart-healthy theme.
Maybe we're keeping those New Year's resolutions going. I know I am so far, so
okay,
yes.
I'm not going to comment.
I'm on a 75-day program right now.
You are awesome.
So, yeah.
I'm
trying, Angie. I'm trying.
So good, so good. So, well, I'm fitting into your 75.
Yes, you are.
Program.
You are.
So there we go. And then top with the little fresh shredded Parmesan, of course, because it's Wisconsin. And some fresh basil.
Ooh,
look at that.
Very decadent.
So that is our beef and kale bolognese in our American Heart Association certified recipe collection on beeftips.com. So if you go to the website this month, I've got links to the recipes we're going to feature. I've got links to that whole collection. I've got links to our nutrition page, our protein information page. All of that good stuff is right there under As Seen on TV on beeftips.com.
All right, Angie Horkin, happy Heart Month.
Yeah.
And tasty, too. We love that. Thank you. Here's Jacob with a final check of your forecast.
Thanks, Josh. Very mild temperatures are going to continue. In fact, they're actually going to continue to get warmer, especially by the weekend and early next week, where we could be talking about several days in a row where we are going to have highs in the lower 50s. We also will be very dry during this period, with more precipitation in the forecast for the middle and end of next week, where we could possibly also see the return of some thunderstorm activity, but a lot can change between now and that. It does look, though, like it also may drop those temperatures afterwards, but let's not talk about that right now. Let's talk about the nice weather that's upcoming, because although it's been pretty good the last couple of days, it is going to be very, very nice, especially for February standards over the weekend.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Thanks for watching News 3 Now at noon. Coming up next is The Bold and the Beautiful. Our next newscast is live at 4, and you can find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. Make it a great afternoon.